Hello guys, welcome in this new video. Today we will talk about primitive types and variables. So let's start with variable. What a variable actually is. So a variable, it's like a box where you can put inside a value that you want to store. So for example, I want to store an 8 in a variable. I can store it in a variable called a, and I can say that's a, now it's equal to 8. So let's see a little bit the syntax of this variable. So we have right here the type. Now we will talk about type, just a minute. A, that is the name, but we can call this variable any way we want. So I can just call it hello. So now hello is equal to 8. And remember, always the semicolon. In Java, at the end of any instruction you have to put a semicolon. Here I have put a semicolon, here I put a semicolon. So what are primitive types? There are eight type of primitive types. Int is to store integer number. If I want to store for example the number with the float point, I have to use the double primitive type. So double, that's the type, and the name of the variable, I will call it d, and equal, and the value that we want to assign at the variable. So for example 2.3, and always the semicolon. So what happened if I put here an int? As you can see, it's an error because int stands for integer, and this it's not an integer. To store this value you have to use double. Okay, so spell it, so now it's right. Okay, let's see now another important primitive type, that is Boolean. So Boolean, it's just to store if its value is true or false. So Boolean, and I can say Boolean f equals, and we have to set if f is true or if f is false. So now I say f is true. Okay, so in this way we can declare our variable and assign a value, but we can also just declare a variable without assign any value in this way. So for example I can say int o equals, no, I'm just kidding because we don't have to assign the value here. So int o and semicolon. So now I have a variable o that has the default value. So what is the default value for an int? Is 0. Okay, so the default value for an int is 0, and the default value for Boolean is false, and for double it's 0.0. Okay, and so now I have the int o with the value 0 because it's the default value, but I can assign is another value. I have just to type the name of my variable and equals to the value I want to assign, so 20 and semicolon. So now he is saying, okay, this variable now is equal to 20, but we can do that also with a variable where we have just assigned a value. So for example I can change the value of the double d. So I can say d now it's not anymore 2.3, now it's 6.7. So now d here is not anymore 2.3, it's 6.7. And we can do the same with Boolean. So f equals to false, because remember that Boolean has only the value true and false. So now we have seen how to declare a variable and assign a value, and how to just declare a variable and how to change the assigned value of a variable. So now I leave you here a table about all the primitive types that are raked, but these are the most important type. Okay guys, before finish the video, I was missing another types of variable, that is the char. So char is for store character. So for example, I can say char s equal and a character, so d for example, and now the value of s is this character d. I can also put inside here a number, but this number it's not like an int. So if I say int and a random name, so r equals to 9, these two variable doesn't have the same number stored inside, because this it's not a number. So here it's a number, it's an integer, and here it's a character. Okay, so if it's stored inside the char, it's a character. Here instead it's a number. So guys, this video ends here. In the next video we will see string. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like. We will see in the next video.